You're like a doormat. You let people walk all over you and do nothing about it. That's what my girlfriend told me one night. And it hit me hard. I wanted to argue. I wanted to defend myself and say, no, I'm just a good friend. I'm just there for people. But deep down, I knew she was right. I've always been that kind of friend that just showed up, no matter what the circumstance was, no matter what time it was or what was actually going down. And I never thought twice about it because I just didn't want people to feel alone. But when things were reversed and I needed somebody to be there for me, the people I thought were my friends, the people I've been there for, yeah, things just weren't the same. I didn't get the same effort and love and affection that I gave out to them. A lot of the time, it just seemed like people were bored, like when I was trying to talk to them about what I was going through, my situation, or like turn it into about them somehow. For example, I'd be telling them about what was going on at home. And then instead of like being reassuring or just being there just to listen, somehow they turned it into about them and like, oh yeah, like I've been through this and this is what happened to me and so on. If it wasn't for my girlfriend, I probably would have never came to this realization of I don't have any friends. Not true ones anyways. And I know that sounds dramatic, but it's real. I don't have anyone I can directly go to and have a conversation with and just them be there for me outside of my girlfriend. When that realization hit me, I felt very alone and very vulnerable. Because let's say things don't work out with my girlfriend, I'm literally by myself. And to be honest with you, like, I am scared. I'm scared to be by myself. I'm scared to be alone. And realizing that I don't have anyone to turn to when I need them, it's just a crappy feeling. Obviously, at first, I was blindfolded to this. I thought it was okay how the relationship was going, me being the constant one to be there and hold the relationship together. I thought just being there for them was just who I was. Like, it had to be me, and that's okay. I know they need someone, I know they need something, and I'm going to do my best to provide it for them. But when my girlfriend ripped off the blindfold and told me you're a doormat, it stung, man. I remember us being in my dorm room, and I was texting a friend, and she saw it just over her shoulder. Like, she wasn't like, checking out my phone or anything, but she saw who I was texting, and she was like, why are you, why? And I was confused. So I'm like, what do you mean, why? That's my friend. They need help. They need someone to talk to. And she was like, yeah, but when you needed them, they didn't show up for you. They didn't text you. They didn't call you. But yet you're over here stressing about them and stressing if they're okay when they could give two craps about what's going on in your life. And that's when she gave me the doormat speech, and it sucked to hear. I mean, my girlfriend's telling me I ain't got no friends, basically, because that's how all my relationships were with the people I call my friends. And to be honest, I was embarrassed because at the time, Alex and I were only together for a few months. And now she knows I don't have any friends. So what am I, just a loser? At least that's how I felt. I felt like a loser, a loner, and someone who will never fit in. After she told me that I don't really have any friends or any true friends. I'm not saying these people don't care about me. I know they do. It's just they weren't truly my friend. And realizing that, I decided to stop talking to everybody I was talking to. And real quick, I learned they were not my true friends. No one was reaching out to me, no one was checking in on me the way I was with them. The whole reason the whole relationship stayed a relationship was because I was the glue, and they would just come and take what they needed from me and leave. That's not how relationships are supposed to work, any kind. You don't just take and take without ever giving. So if you got a friend who you are questionable about and you're wondering, is this really someone who would show up for me in a time of need? And they don't, put them to the test. I mean, literally cut that person off for like a week or two and see how they react. Because they're going to react to two or three ways. One being they might reach out. They actually might be your true friend and they might have just been going through a lot in life. And that's fair. We all got a lot going on. Two is they won't care. It will not bother them that you're missing. Because when you have a true friend and you miss them and you want to be around them, you care about that person. But when you don't, if you don't really care to talk to them every day or every other day or check in on them, you don't have a true, genuine relationship. That's just somebody you know. Or three, they might turn it on you. Like, oh, you stopped talking to me. So this is your fault that this relationship isn't what it is anymore. All of those you just take into account and you decide if you want this person part of your life or not. Because people can suck the life out of you, especially the people you love, because you're so stressed about them and you care about them and you want them to be okay. But if they're not willing to go through that with you, then why are you wasting your time and energy wondering and asking and putting in this effort towards somebody who would not do the same for you? I hit a breaking point where me and my girlfriend decided to cut things off and break up and just move on, right? And at the time, we're living here and we have built our life here. And my family lives 5 hours away. I don't have anyone near here in this area that I could go and live with during this time. And I reached out to somebody I really trusted and I really loved and really thought would be there for me. And they weren't. I texted them, hey, Alex and I broke up. And I never got a response. I mean, the messages sat on their phone and they never looked at it. And I needed them. Like, and you don't truly need anybody, but I just needed a friend, someone to tell me it was going to be okay, someone to just hear me out. And honestly, just listen to me because I was in so much pain. I was leaving a 3-year relationship and a life that me and Alex were building. There was never a reply. Not a week, not a month, never. Never, no check ins, nothing. And yeah, the silence crushed me. I knew in that moment I lost a friend that I've been friends with since I was a kid. Someone I'd been there with, and we've talked about our stories, and yeah, they had a lot going on. They did. But I also had a lot going on when they would call me or text me. I don't know. I'm not saying they were a terrible friend. I just, in that moment, I realized they weren't my true friend and they really didn't care what was going on. That season taught me a lot about myself, learning that I don't, for one, have any friends. The title friend isn't just given easily. At first, yes, for me it was. I was friends with everybody, but now I don't give that title just to anybody. I realized during that time how easily I give myself away to just anybody. My love, my support, my effort, and I would just let people take and take and take and never receiving much back for it. Just the occasion, it's like the occasional things they do, like the little things to keep you holding on, like, yes, this is my friend. That's what I was getting. And I was thinking that was okay. But if you don't protect your peace, no one else is going to. And I learned that people aren't going to be there for me the way I am for them, then they don't deserve my time or effort anymore. And I love them and I wish them nothing but the best. And yes, if they reach out, I'm going to respond, but it's not going to be the same. Where I put a lot of thought and effort into that because it's not worth it at the end of the day because they're not doing the same for me. And it's almost a selfish thing to do. But at the end of the day, if you don't protect your peace, you're the one living in it, not them. I can say I have one friend truly outside of my sisters and my girlfriend that I will call my friend because they call me, they check in on me without me having to do anything. They've showed the effort and love that I have given to people, and that's what I want in my life. So you get to choose. What do you want in your life and what don't you want in your life? And if you have a friend like this where you're on the fence about, talk to them too. Tell them what's going on maybe. Like, hey, look, I feel like I do X, Y, and Z for you, but I'm not getting the same in return. And it doesn't have to be a fight. If they really love you and they really want to be in your life, it'll be a conversation. And it shouldn't be a tit for tat kind of thing either. But just be honest and tell them, like, look, this is what's going on. And I just feel alone. I feel like you think I'm not going to go anywhere. But if we can't fix this, then I've got to let you go for my sake and for my peace. Sometimes holding on to others means you're dropping yourself. And the hardest part is realizing that most people didn't even notice the fall. But here's the shift. When you stop waiting for others to catch you, you learn how to hold yourself. Thanks for listening to this episode of No Blueprint. If something I shared today hit home for you, make sure you follow all the social medias. The next episode, The Quiet One, drops Sunday, October 19th at 6 p.m. I'll be sitting down with my little sister Breely, where she shares what it's like to never voice your opinions and the consequences of that. Until then, remember, there's no pressure, no plan, just life in real time. Peace.